tell you why we chose these locations. And here we go.
Hi everyone. So today I picked all the properties that were 7 caps and were cash flowing. So every single one of these properties is a 7 cap. There are 5 of them. There's even a couple with actual market rents. So you wouldn't have to do anything. They're cash flowing as is. So that makes them really great. The first one, they're kind of all over. The first one is down by UNLV off of Maryland Parkway, down by the airport. So, and it has a unit mix, which means it has a 3-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and 2 1-bedrooms. And I know some people don't like 1-bedroom apartments, but the thing is, for me, sometimes you get an older person in there, they're not going to move a lot. I understand not wanting a whole bunch of young people in there, but if it's only 1 bedroom, unless they get married and instantly pop out children, they're generally going to stay for a second. People don't like to pay more for it, at least not here. So we're headed to 5247 Garden Lane. This is an area we've seen before. It does have an HOA. It's $700 a month. So, but
is it $700 a month for HOA?
yeah, but it counts for all 4 units. They don't have to worry about the trash, the sewer, or the water. Generally, that's included. Maybe want water, and they don't have to pave the property. They don't have to do lawn maintenance, and they keep up with the fences and everything. So that makes a big difference.
That's good.
And this property is gated. If we remember correctly, it's gated. So all that covers all 4 units.
Okay. All right.
And then just add some of that stuff in from last time. Okay.
Okay.
What happened? I don't even want to know what happened to make that happen. You know what I mean?
So what did happen?
I don't know. That's very interesting. But that's good to know. So that Garden Lane now has security and they look to be armed. Not sure why, people. So we visited that community before. You know, Analyn, she's bomb, so she's gonna add pictures of that community back in. And that was 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 2 1-bedrooms. And there you go. And it was cash flowing as well. They made about 16 grand, and they were already at market rent.
What was the total price for the whole?
$690.
$690.
So I started door dashing because I need to learn the town, and I need someone to pay me for my gas because I'm cheap like that. So here's the question: if you put stucco on a single wide trailer, does it make it a house? Or does it not? Is it still a trailer and just look amazingly better? Or what? That's the question.
Stucco
They
in a trailer?
And I kid you
Is
not,
it like those wooden trims and stuff? Or what do
it's
you
like, I mean, like they took a single wide trailer from 1980 at the earliest, and I think it's actually a 1970 trailer, and applied stucco to the outside wall. You know, when you
I just can't envision that.
well, that's why I was like, I didn't, and then I don't know anything about stucco, I'll be real honest, but then I was like, I didn't know stucco would stick to a flat surface like that, but it did, and it looked so much better, you almost couldn't tell, but it was definitely a trailer. I was like, I saw that twice yesterday on the east.
Must be a thing.
Yes, I think that's what happens when you put them in trailer parks. That's like the fancy people. I don't know if it's fancy is the right word. I would imagine it would help keep the power bill down though.
Why you say that?
Because it would add an extra layer of protection from the elements. Because have you ever... I used to clean someone's trailer. Elderly people like trailers. The ones that I cleaned for. And their places, even with the AC, would get really warm. I imagine they're better now, but they would get really warm. So I would think having a cement-based product on the outside would be easier to maintain the coolness or the heat.
I guess I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, especially here in Vegas, you know, because the heat gets to about, 110?
Yes.
It's like the most.
You know, we're hitting 110 at least 1 or 2 days this week, right?
And I have to say, like, a lot of people, when you tell them that oh, it's 110, you know, the people that live in a humid climate, they're just like, oh my God, you're gonna die. And you're like, well, it's actually bearable as long as it's dry.
Yes, and it's very dry right now. The monsoons are gone. They're all done. So it's dry. It's hecka dry.
Yeah.
But we're good to go.
The other day, Craig and I actually used an umbrella. It makes so much more sense being under the shade when you're walking.
I'm surprised you guys haven't done it already. But you know what? In all fairness, I like the sun even though I should not. So I did it.
Even though the sun doesn't like you, right?
Right. That's what it comes down to.
That's really what happens.
I shouldn't look like a lobster, but generally when I'm out in the sun too long, that's what I look like. It only takes about 30 minutes. It's always entertaining. My son is the worst. I buy him like SPF 50 and above. He prefers 100. And he's got brown hair and everything, but he gets near that sun and he's like, magic.
Yeah, definitely protect yourself. If you're living out here in Vegas and you're in the sun all the time,
yeah,
definitely protection is key.
Yep.
So,
and then bring a sweater everywhere you go.
In the wintertime?
No, in the summer, because you don't know who's controlling the thermostat of wherever you're going.
That's so true. Don't you hate that? Like, you go to visit some friends and they're like, it's like Alaska in here. What is happening?
I'm like, how much do you pay for power? Only like $400. I'm like, you have a 2-bedroom apartment. It should not be $400. Well, we like it cold. I like money. I do. I like money more than
learn how to tolerate the elements a little bit, you know.
Well, it's really shocking to your system. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, it is to me. Like, sometimes if I go from hot and then straight into a cold environment, it flares up my sinuses, and I just like, you know, my body's like, what?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yes.
So definitely not good.
Well, and people who move here who are not used to this climate need to be aware that if they have like dry sinuses, when they move here, they're probably gonna have 1 or 2 summers of nosebleeds consistently, because that's generally how your body learns to acclimate.
Oh yeah, that does happen.
Yes, and they're not normal nosebleeds. You're like sitting there holding puddles of blood going, what is happening? Am I dying? And it's literally just your body's response to a dry climate.
Sounds like a horror story to me.
Yeah, well, I had all my kids, even though they were raised here.
That was a little bit too descriptive.
I just remember catching the blood, and at daycares, that happens there too. I'm like, why am I catching blood again? Where's your parents? Oh yeah, I guess I'm the temporary fill-in. But yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, but your body's acclimating, you know. Yeah, it's like, well, I'm so used to the humidity, now it's dry, and your body's like trying to figure out, okay, how do I, you know, get used to this. So after a few years of actually living here, then your body starts to get used to the heat, and you're just like, oh, what heat?
Dude, I'm going here. I had a blue on and everything. All right, there's no real signage. 2853. We're gonna have to.
Your destination is on the left.
It's on the left. 28, that says 2889, so I don't...
Okay, so it must be up here. It is. Okay, so we're at
2871, so...
It's that sucker right there.
2853.
Alright, so this property over here to our left is 2853. We go right. There was no street sign, so that was a little concerning. The property is listed at $529. Right now, they're getting between $850 and $1,300 for rent. All 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. Looks well taken care of. The HOA is $950, which is kind of steep. But this property, with a scheduled gross income and the debt service, is still has $12,000. That's no vacancy or expenses. And here's the other thing: it's about 10 grand behind market rent. And you could get market rent just by raising a couple of them. Supposedly has a pool. Let's see. I'm kind of being skeptical.
It's right over there. Maybe it's over there.
Yeah. Does that look?
I don't
think this is maintained, and there is no water in it. So you're paying $950 for what? Not maintenance. So maybe that's why they're trying to get rid of it.
So what do you do in this situation?
It's all up to the association. You really need to start contacting them because you have an agreement with them. That's why people get mad when their stuff is not kept, because you're paying the association to pave your parking lots. You're paying them to maintain your pool. You're paying them to maintain the landscaping, pick up trash, pay the sewer bill, pay the trash bill. You're paying them to make it a more enjoyable existence.
So looking at this property here in this area, it looks like it's not being maintained.
Yeah, but their roofs are better shape than some of the other ones we've seen. You know, it's just, its common areas aren't cared for. I mean, it's a good price, but I have to wonder, why are they getting rid of it? Is it because the association is charging almost $1,000 a month for nothing? And if that's the case, why hasn't someone audited them? By the way, you have an association and you don't know where your money's going, you can ask for an audit. You'll have to pay for it. But you can have them show what they're paying for and where the money's going. They can be audited just like everybody else. That's why they send you a yearly report. Oh, I probably should put the other address in. Office of what? Can you see that?
Office of No Maintenance.
Yeah, they got it covered. Good job. So I can tell you right now, I already know which one it is, and I'm going to tell you how I know. Because the pictures, and the pictures are blue. So this is Stewart.
Destination is on the way.
And that property right there is for sale for $450,000. We are going to turn around. Oh, we know there's no one there. It's been recently renovated. They did the inside. They obviously didn't replace the windows though. So it's 4 units. They all have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. They're getting between $895 and $950. It's off of Stewart. They obviously have RV parking, which makes me think that maybe someone's like living in that. Because if you look at it, it looks like someone's living in it. So they just recently renovated this. Obviously they didn't worry about window coverings.
I guess it's boarded up, it looks like, too.
Yeah, that's a little weird to me. But maybe there's no one in it. That could be it. There might not be anyone in it, and they maybe won't need to keep people out, which tells me they may have a crime issue. I don't know. That's just a speculation. Just my opinion. 7 cap, though. That was a little freaky. Sorry, everyone. I couldn't help myself. It was one of those moments. You know what? I'm going to just pull over.
She likes to scare you a little bit, and then...
Yes, I do. I do. So that property is a 7 cap too. It was recently renovated on the inside. It is boarded up. Me and Anna saw that last week or the week before, and we thought that was a little strange. I do believe some of the units are vacant, but they're telling me it's rented, which is a little weird. If it's not rented, if I were a person, I would move in, and then I would be able to control who was in there, because you're going to screen your tenants. So that wouldn't be a bad thing.
At least I hope everyone's doing that.
Yeah, well, some people are like, oh, they'll pay me. Not everyone pays, guys. Like, I didn't even know we had a street called Salt Lake here. Interesting.
Oh, it's a nice little park.
This is a bomb park. That's kind of cool.
It's got some shade. I like parks that have like a little bit of everything, like some trees with some shade. When you go to a park that's like dried up and there's like no way for you to get away from the sun.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing, okay, we're going to go right. And it's supposed to be on your side. You can roll down your window if you want to. And the street number is 2545.
Your destination is on the right.
Right there. Needs some paint. It does have parking though. Needs some more stucco.
That was a pretty decent sized parking. So. How many units?
It's just 2.
Okay.
Needs to be cleaned up. They're getting rent
just
on
need
it
a little
right
bit
now.
help.
Yeah. It's $325,000. It's getting about almost 10 grand of cash flow. But they're getting $1,400 for rent. They're doing amazing on the rent. They've got it covered.
Huh?
If that was just cleaned up and painted and re-stuccoed, it would look really cute. And it's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
And I know some of these properties don't look very pretty on the outside and might not look too good on the inside, but that's why you make it work and like, add a few here and there. It's like a blank canvas, you know?
Yes.
So you get to put your own touch to it.
Well, in all fairness, this is probably one of the better neighborhoods for multifamily. This is a little rough, but it's still better than some of the other ones we've seen.
Oh, look at that. They have like a big slide.
Oh, wow. That's
cool.
Yeah.
I want to be the kid that lives there.
Yeah. I mean, these properties are older, though. You know? That one, because I don't want to get in trouble with the cops.
So, what happened was life and our municipalities doing their work, like ambulances and North Las Vegas Police Department. And since we didn't want anyone to get the wrong idea, because that's already happened today, we just decided to do a fast cruise. That property is a fourplex. It is $625,000. Every tenant is paying $1,125 for rent. They are all 2-1, so 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's cash flowing at over $10,000. It's pretty cool. Cash flowing, $10,000 per year, right? That's like an extra $10,000 you can add on top of your own income.
Right. Yes. Or depending on what expenses and stuff really are, but some of that's all tax write-off.
That's true.
We have to get out of here somehow. Maybe now's the time to hit Google and say, hey, can you take us home?
Let's go home now.